Mary Michelle, thank you for taking the time to talk a little bit about your experience with the Accelerator program.
Sure,
I wondered if you could just start by telling folks a little bit about what you currently do and professionally.
Sure. So I'm the Human Resources Director at LaSalle College, and I've been in higher education in human resources for many years. So I'm new in the role at LaSalle College, and it's a little bit more of a leadership role than I've had before. So I love it. I love human resources work. I love working in higher education. And I heard about your class, and I was looking to sort of ramp up a little bit of my leadership skills. And I actually found your book, Kickass Confidence, and I just love the title, and I love the picture, the visual on the title. And I read it in it was a really quick read, and it was a great book. So you were on my radar that way, and I saw something about you, I think on LinkedIn, and then I heard about the class, and I thought, wow, this sounds really cool, just to sort of take my skills up to the next level and see if there's more I can do in terms of just being a leader in the institution I'm at, and also a leader in the field of human resources.
Awesome. So when you say take your skills up in leadership, was there something specific that when you were like, ooh, I'm going to do this, or was there something that I want to do that specifically?
Yeah, I think it was really specifically for me, the issue of confidence in general, because in my new role, what happens is that I'll be told the day before that I have to present to the board of directors, and I was like, oh, okay. So that could happen at any time. So of course you've got to prepare for that, which sort of gives you a really small window to prepare for that, but that's a really important audience, and this can happen at any time in my new role. So I just wanted to be able to sort of have kick-ass confidence.
Awesome. And so in taking the class, what was one thing that you kind of left going, I got it, I got that? Anything particular that really was a skill or an insight that, was kind of the big aha for you?
Well, I think in terms of the class, the piece of the class that was really surprising to me is the work related to our brains. So the neuroscience piece of that. So I had not realized that we really have control over the neural pathways we structure in our brain in terms of how we think. I thought in sort of a interesting way that the brain drives the bus. You know what I mean? I'm not driving the bus, the brain's driving the bus, which is really me. But then I realized, hold on here, that has to do with the pathways of how we typically think and what our behavior has been structured to be. So that was really cool for me to sort of realize, wow, I can change the way the bus is driving, and I can take control of my brain. And that was that was one of the really cool aha moments.
Awesome. And, I guess 3 words, if you have 3 phrases or words that you would describe this class for somebody who's considering it.
Right. I would say the 3 words that I used to describe it when I did the evaluation was empowering, invigorating, and hold on, what was my third? Enlightening. And I think that the piece for me, the reason the class was so key for me is because it really gave me the space to do this work. So, everybody's really busy. I'm really busy. My job is really busy. My home life is really busy. But it sort of allowed me to take that space and do that class for me. And therefore, to really look at my career, look at what it is that I'm interested in doing in the future, and analyze that, strategize about that, and actually have a plan in place for that. So I actually will end up there versus just sort of flowing along with the work I'm doing, which is great. But then if you don't plan for the future, you could end up in a different location than if you did plan. I think the other piece of the class that I was really surprised at was, there was a group of us in the class, and there was a, thought that we would sort of become a team, and then afterwards we would connect. And I thought, well, everybody says that, but that never happens. And, that's really cute, but I'm sure that's not going to happen. But the truth is that these were really terrific folks that were in this class, and we are actually continuing to connect, and it's a great way to hold yourself accountable and to make sure that you stay on the path in terms of your strategy. So that piece of it, I thought, well, that's irrelevant to me because there's no way I'm going to do that. But I am doing that, and that actually is really a valuable part.
Well, that is so wonderful to hear, and I'm so thrilled, and I do hear that everyone's kind of talking, and even some of our their bonus session leaders have been talking with the students, which is really nice. So I guess, you know, just to sum it up, somebody who's considering taking this, they're reading all of it, they go, yeah. Advice, or, you know, just kind of what would you tell them to kind of help them make that decision whether this is right for them or not?
Well, I think one thing I would do is I would have them read the book, Kickass Confidence, because it's a really quick read, and it really gives a sense of why this class could be valuable. And I think the other piece is that you deserve it. I mean, I would never have carved out the time to do this work and think about this unless I sign up for the class. So you're accountable for the people who are in the class. It's a video class, which is a really cool way to do it. But you know, you're worth it. If you don't do it, you may not get to that component of your career that is really the key passionate piece, because you're just going to be driving through your career doing really well, but it may not be taking you to where your real passion is. So I think that's a key component. The other thing is that I think it's worth talking to an employer about the cost of the class and whether the employer wants to cover it. Sometimes employers have funds set aside for training and education, like regarding leadership skills or regarding management skills. And I think that those dollars potentially could be used to pay for the class, which is one of the things that I looked at.
Excellent. Well, thank you. You know, we do try and make sure that all our classes are people who will not only complement each other, but will be wonderful evangelists going forward, because part of the Kick-Ass message, as you know, is that confidence is contagious. And I'm hoping that you have infected people who are watching this video, because we have a lot of fun. And then we make some really transformational changes in each other. And you've done it for me. I'm so happy to hear that I've helped you in that respect. And thank you again for your kind words today.
Thank you, Alyssa.